Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of the Jefferson Nickel, one of America's most iconic 5-cent coins. First introduced in 1938, this remarkable coin features the portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the front and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. For decades, it has captured the attention of collectors and treasure hunters around the world. Writing. The 1981 Jefferson Nickel is one of those fascinating coins that can instantly capture the imagination of collectors. At first glance it may appear to be an ordinary 5-cent piece, but hidden among millions of examples are a handful of extraordinary coins that have achieved remarkable values because of their exceptional condition, stunning strike quality, or rare minting abnormalities. The excitement surrounding this coin comes from the possibility that an overlooked treasure could still be sitting inside an old coin jar, collection box, or forgotten drawer waiting to be discovered. When collectors examine a 1981 Jefferson Nickel, the first thing they notice is the familiar portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the front and the famous Monticello building on the reverse. While millions of these coins were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, only a tiny fraction survived in pristine condition. Those elite specimens are the pieces that attract serious attention whenever they appear in the marketplace. Many people mistakenly believe that every old nickel is valuable simply because of its age. The truth is that rarity, preservation, and eye appeal are what separate an ordinary coin from an extraordinary one. A worn 1981 Jefferson Nickel is usually worth only its face value, but a flawless example can command dramatically higher prices among collectors. The real magic begins when collectors search for coins displaying what experts call full steps. These are nickels where the steps of Monticello are sharply defined and completely visible. Because many coins were weakly struck during production, finding a specimen with complete steps is exceptionally difficult. Such coins stand far above ordinary examples and are among the most desirable Jefferson nickels ever produced. A beautiful full steps 1981 Jefferson Nickel can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its grade. The finest certified examples have reached astonishing auction results that far exceed what most people would ever expect from a 5-cent coin. These elite pieces represent the pinnacle of quality for the issue. The thrill of coin collecting often comes from the hunt itself. Every time someone examines a roll of nickels or sorts through pocket change, there is a chance of finding an unusually sharp example that escaped circulation. While the odds are small, the possibility is what keeps collectors searching year after year. Another source of excitement involves mint errors. During production, machinery occasionally created unusual coins featuring clipped planchets, die cracks, broad strikes, or other striking anomalies. These mistakes transformed otherwise common nickels into collectible curiosities that attract strong interest from specialists. Die cracks are among the most frequently encountered errors. These appear as raised lines on the coin caused by tiny fractures in the minting dies. Although many are minor, dramatic examples can generate collector demand because they provide a visible record of the minting process itself. Clipped planchet errors are especially eye-catching because part of the coin appears missing. These unusual pieces were created before striking when the metal blank was improperly cut. Their distinctive appearance makes them easy to identify and highly desirable to error coin enthusiasts. Broad strike errors are another fascinating variety. Without the restraining collar functioning correctly during striking, the coin spreads outward and becomes wider than normal. Such pieces stand out immediately and often command premiums among collectors seeking unusual mint products. Perhaps the most dramatic errors are those struck on the wrong planchet. These rare accidents occur when a blank intended for another denomination enters the press. The resulting coin can look completely different from a normal nickel and may be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its rarity and condition. One important fact often overlooked is that the 1981 Jefferson Nickel is not a silver coin. It was struck using a copper-nickel composition. Many newcomers assume older nickels contain silver, but only specific wartime Jefferson nickels from the 1940s were produced with silver content. Condition remains the single most important factor affecting value. A coin preserved with original luster, minimal marks, and strong details will always attract more attention than a heavily circulated example. Professional grading services carefully evaluate these characteristics when assigning grades. Collectors pursuing top-quality examples often compete fiercely whenever a superior specimen appears at auction. Since only a small number of exceptional coins exist, competition can drive prices far beyond expectations. This is especially true for full steps examples with outstanding eye appeal. Stories of valuable nickels often inspire people to inspect their collections more carefully. While most 1981 P nickels will never reach extraordinary values, discovering a premium quality example can still be an exciting and rewarding experience for any collector. Patience is one of the greatest advantages in coin collecting. Valuable coins are rarely identified at a glance. Careful examination under good lighting, combined with knowledge of strike quality and potential errors, can reveal details that others may miss completely. The Jefferson Nickel series remains popular because it combines affordability with the possibility of significant discoveries. Unlike many rare coin series that require large investments, Jefferson Nickels allow collectors to search through ordinary circulation finds while still dreaming of uncovering something exceptional. Whenever you find a sharp-looking 1981 P Jefferson Nickel, resist the urge to clean it. Cleaning can permanently damage a coin's surface and significantly reduce its value. Collectors generally prefer original, untouched surfaces because they preserve the coin's natural appearance and authenticity. The enduring appeal of the 1981 P Jefferson Nickel comes from the blend of history, mystery, and possibility. Most examples remain common, but a tiny number possess qualities that elevate them into a completely different category. Those rare high-grade full-step specimens and dramatic mint errors remind collectors that even an ordinary 5-cent coin can sometimes become an extraordinary collectible with a story worth telling. Note, claims that a normal 1981 P Jefferson Nickel can automatically make someone a billionaire overnight are not supported by auction. Writing. The 1964 D Liberty Jefferson Nickel is one of those coins that can instantly capture the imagination of collectors and treasure hunters alike. At first glance, it may appear to be an ordinary 5-cent piece, but hidden within this famous coin series are examples that have sparked excitement across the collecting world. The thought that a small coin resting unnoticed in a jar, drawer, or old collection could hold extraordinary value is enough to make anyone take a second look. One of the biggest myths surrounding the 1964 D Jefferson Nickel is that every example is worth a fortune. In reality, most circulated coins are common, but certain exceptional pieces stand far above the rest. The true magic begins when collectors discover rare varieties, remarkable mint errors, or coins preserved in breathtaking condition. Those special examples can attract intense attention whenever they appear in the marketplace. The Denver Mint produced an enormous number of 1964 D nickels, making it one of the most heavily minted Jefferson nickels ever created. Because so many were struck, millions survived. Yet despite these huge numbers, only a tiny fraction possess the qualities that elite collectors are willing to pay substantial premiums to obtain. When collectors examine a 1964 D Jefferson Nickel, they search for details that separate an ordinary coin from a remarkable one. Sharp strikes, brilliant surfaces, original luster, and strong design features can dramatically increase desirability. A coin that escaped decades of wear can appear almost frozen in time, preserving the artistry of the original minting process. One feature that generates tremendous excitement is known as full steps. On the reverse of the coin, the steps of Monticello must appear fully separated and clearly visible. Because production quality in 1964 was often rushed, examples with complete steps are much scarcer than ordinary pieces. These full steps coins frequently command substantial premiums compared with common examples. The pursuit of full steps nickels has become almost legendary among specialists. Collectors may search through thousands of coins hoping to uncover a single outstanding specimen. That challenge creates a sense of adventure and mystery that keeps the hunt alive generation after generation. Another source of fascination involves mint errors. During the minting process, dies sometimes developed unusual characteristics that produced distinctive coins. These mistakes transformed otherwise ordinary nickels into collectible treasures with stories of their own. Among the most famous varieties is the repunched mint mark. On these coins, evidence of an additional D can sometimes be seen beneath the primary mint mark. Collectors prize such pieces because they reveal a fascinating moment in the coin's manufacturing history. Well-preserved examples can sell for dramatically more than standard nickels. Condition is often the ultimate deciding factor. Two coins struck on the same day can have wildly different values decades later. One may show heavy wear and be worth only face value, while another preserved in exceptional condition can become a prized collectible sought by advanced numismatists. Collectors frequently dream of discovering a coin that has remained untouched since the day it left the mint. Such pieces can display dazzling luster, crisp details, and surfaces largely free from marks. High-grade examples represent the pinnacle of preservation and often achieve the strongest prices. The most dramatic stories involve extraordinary specimens that combine rarity, condition, and unique characteristics. These coins become the stars of major collections and often generate excitement whenever they appear at auction. Their appeal comes from the combination of history, scarcity, and collector demand. Some collectors spend years studying Jefferson nickels, learning to recognize subtle differences invisible to casual observers. They examine every detail under magnification, hoping to identify a feature that others may have overlooked. This dedication turns coin collecting into both an art and a science. One important fact often overlooked is that the standard 1964 D. Jefferson nickel is not a silver coin. Many people mistakenly assume that all older U.S. coins contain silver, but regular 1964 D nickels were struck from a copper-nickel composition. Their value comes primarily from collectability rather than precious metal content. Stories of million-dollar coins naturally capture attention, but truly extraordinary values are reserved for exceptionally rare and unusual examples. Most 1964 D nickels will never reach such heights. Nevertheless, certain elite specimens have achieved remarkable auction results that continue to inspire collectors. The legendary special mint set examples associated with 1964 have generated some of the most impressive prices connected to this date. Their unusual appearance, superior strikes, and rarity place them among the most coveted Jefferson nickels known to collectors. Exceptional specimens have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Every collector dreams of finding a hidden rarity in an old collection inherited from a relative or discovered in a forgotten coin album. That possibility keeps the excitement alive. Even when the odds are small, the thrill of discovery remains one of the greatest attractions of the hobby. The journey of a 1964 D. Jefferson nickel spans more than 6 decades of history. It has passed through countless hands, witnessed changing generations, and survived periods of economic and cultural transformation. Each coin carries a silent story that continues to fascinate collectors today. For those examining their own coins, patience and careful observation are essential. Tiny details can make an enormous difference. Features such as full steps, unusual mint marks, striking quality, and overall preservation often determine whether a coin is common or truly special. The enduring appeal of the 1964 D. Jefferson nickel lies in the mystery surrounding what might still be waiting to be discovered. Most examples may be ordinary, but the possibility of uncovering a remarkable rarity continues to inspire collectors around the world. That sense of anticipation transforms a simple 5-cent coin into an object of fascination, excitement, writing. The 1998 D. Jefferson nickel is one of those coins that can instantly capture the imagination of collectors. At first glance, it appears to be an ordinary 5-cent piece, quietly passing from one pocket to another without attracting attention. Yet for dedicated coin hunters, every detail on this small coin tells a story of possibility, mystery, and the thrill of discovery. The excitement surrounding the 1998 D nickel comes from the belief that hidden among millions of ordinary examples may be a handful of extraordinary pieces that command impressive premiums. When collectors examine a 1998 D Jefferson nickel, they are not simply looking at a coin. They are searching for perfection. A sharply struck example with brilliant surfaces and exceptional preservation can stand far above common circulation pieces. While most examples remain worth only a few cents, the finest certified specimens have attracted significant attention from specialists who compete fiercely for top-quality examples. Many people mistakenly believe that every old-looking nickel is automatically valuable. The reality is more complicated and far more fascinating. The true treasures are often hidden in tiny details that casual observers overlook. A stronger strike, cleaner surfaces, superior luster, or a rare mint error can transform an ordinary coin into a sought-after collectible that commands hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of 1998 D nickels, making the date itself common. However, rarity in coin collecting is not always about how many were made. Sometimes it is about how many survived in exceptional condition. Coins that escaped wear and retained their original mint brilliance are dramatically scarcer than the large mintage figures suggest. One feature that creates tremendous excitement among Jefferson nickel collectors is the famous full steps designation. This refers to the steps of Monticello on the reverse of the coin. When these steps appear complete and sharply defined, collectors view the coin as a superior strike. Full steps examples can command substantially higher prices than ordinary pieces from the same year. The hunt for full steps examples has become almost legendary among nickel enthusiasts. Magnifying glasses, bright lamps, and patient inspection sessions are all part of the adventure. A collector may search through hundreds of nickels before finding a specimen that displays the level of detail necessary for premium recognition. That challenge is part of what makes the series so appealing. Another source of excitement comes from mint errors. Errors are accidental creations of the minting process, and they often attract collectors because each one is unique. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, die abnormalities, and planchet mistakes can turn a common coin into an object of fascination. Certain dramatic errors have sold for amounts far beyond the value of ordinary examples. Among the most dramatic possibilities are wrong planchet errors, where a coin is struck on a blank intended for a different denomination. Such pieces are visually unusual and instantly attract attention. Because these mistakes are extremely rare, collectors often compete aggressively whenever authenticated examples appear for sale. The appeal of the 1998 Jefferson Nickel also comes from its accessibility. Unlike many famous rarities that cost thousands of dollars to acquire, this coin can still be found in collections, dealer boxes, and occasionally in circulation. That creates a sense of treasure hunting that keeps collectors searching year after year. Stories frequently circulate about people discovering valuable coins in ordinary places. These stories fuel excitement and inspire new collectors to inspect every nickel they encounter. Although most finds are common, the possibility of uncovering something extraordinary keeps the dream alive. It is important to understand that the 1998 Jefferson Nickel is not a silver coin. Its composition is primarily copper and nickel, giving it a silvery appearance but not the precious metal content associated with wartime Jefferson nickels. Many newcomers mistakenly assume otherwise because of its color. Condition remains the single most important factor in determining value. A heavily worn example typically has little premium, while a pristine mint-state specimen can attract serious collector interest. Professional grading services evaluate these details carefully because even minor differences in preservation can have a major impact on market value. Collectors often describe the pursuit of high-grade nickels as a game of microscopic details. Tiny marks, surface abrasions, and strike quality can separate an average coin from an elite specimen. That level of precision is one reason advanced collectors remain fascinated by modern Jefferson nickels. The design itself adds to the coin's charm. The portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and the image of Monticello on the reverse create a connection to American history. For many collectors, this historical connection is just as important as the financial value. Auction records occasionally demonstrate how dramatically values can rise when rarity, condition, and collector demand converge. Exceptional examples have achieved prices that surprise those who assume all modern nickels are ordinary pocket change. The strongest examples can bring hundreds or even thousands of dollars when certified at elite grades. Because of these possibilities, experienced collectors recommend careful examination before spending older nickels. A quick glance may miss important characteristics that specialists recognize immediately. Patience and knowledge often reveal details invisible to the casual eye. The fascination surrounding the 1998 Jefferson Nickel is not really about becoming rich overnight. Instead, it is about discovery. Every coin carries the possibility of an overlooked variety, an exceptional strike, or a remarkable preservation state waiting to be recognized. For beginners, the best approach is to learn the characteristics that collectors value most. Understanding strike quality, luster, preservation, and mint errors transforms coin collecting from a simple hobby into an exciting treasure hunt filled with opportunities for learning and discovery. As collections grow, many enthusiasts find themselves drawn deeper into the Jefferson Nickel series. What begins as curiosity about a single coin often develops into a lifelong appreciation for numismatics, history, and the stories hidden within everyday money. The 1998